you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Bulldog here, and it's time for another No Bull review. This time we are looking at Gods of Asgard. This is a game that I played just yesterday over on Twitch. I just hopped in. I'd never played the game before. I wanted to review the game, so I saw kind of some cool footage. I thought it looked like a fun game, so we jumped in, played it on Twitch, and just had a first experience. So if you'd like to be a part of that in the future, absolutely come follow me on Twitch. Whenever I'm reviewing games, playing them for the first time, I'm going to stream a lot of those on Twitch. So what I kind of do, because gameplay's the most important for me. If there's a game demo that's available, if there's any sort of gameplay, I'm gonna hop in and look at that first before I look into tokenomics or any of that other stuff. So that was what we're doing on Twitch. Now I'm coming back after reviewing the white paper, reviewing some of the other aspects of this game, and I'm going to give a full review on it. I'm going to be much more critical because I don't like all the fluff pieces that are out there. So I'm going to talk about the good things that I like with this game, but I'm also going to talk about some of the negatives, some of the red flags that I see, because there's not a perfect game in this industry yet. Every single one of them has flaws, but whenever you're watching a lot of these videos, nobody wants to bring them up. So I'm going to try and change that a little bit. We're going to dive into games and take a more critical look. So first, let's start with the good. This gameplay right here. So this was the game demo. Once I kind of got the game figured out, it only took me a few minutes. You're gonna see the entire game demo here. It is fairly short. The very first time I played it, I got smoked. Was smoked by the boss. You're gonna see the boss coming up here in just a second. But I love this style of game. It's like I was always a huge fan of Elder Scrolls growing up. Skyrim, even played some Elder Scrolls Online, and this kind of has that type of feel to it as far as gameplay. Not exactly by any means, but if I jumped in, if we were comparing this to AAA games, if I jumped in and it was at a GameStop and playing game demos and came across this, I would absolutely be like, okay, I like this. This looks like fun. I need to go home. I need to research this and find out more about this game. So the gameplay passes the test for me. It's obviously very short. We're gonna need to see much more immersive gameplay, much longer gameplay, that type of thing. But obviously that's going to come. What they've got right here, it's got my attention. I absolutely love it, and I had a blast as I finally got this boss down after a few tries. It took me 2 tries, and then after that I was able to consistently beat it. But that boss was pretty fun. The graphics were solid. Not elite AAA graphics or anything, but they passed the test. They are certainly good enough there. At least I felt like they were solid. You go to their website here. If you would like to play that demo, you can just go to their website. The link's down below, and there's the Windows download, Mac download. That's simple. I had no special access. I had no communication with the team whenever I first started playing this. It was pretty cool that one of their team members actually jumped on my stream and was helping to explain some of the game points to us. So that was pretty cool. But no, I had no special access. Anybody can go in and download that game. So if you want to see the demo for yourself, go hop in and play it. It was actually kind of fun there. You're not earning anything for it. You don't need any NFTs. It's just kind of a thing for fun and to experience the game, get a feel for what it's going to be like. So I love the gameplay. That was a huge positive. So if we jump over here to the white paper now, let's go into things a little bit in a little more detail. We can skip the intro. Let's go down to the gameplay. So, I mean, you saw how it plays, but how are you going to earn? How is that? This is on Avalanche, by the way. That was kind of in the intro. That was one important thing I skipped over. This is on the Avalanche chain. Everybody's always got that question. So, gods will spawn on the map near the edge of the safe zone. Enemies will be randomly scattered throughout the whole map. From here on, it's a test of skill, agility, strategy, and foresight. So, you basically, if we go down here, a total of 50 AI enhanced enemies will need to be vanquished to win the battle royale. So you spawn, there are 49 enemies spread out through the map. Then once you get the first 40, once you get those 49 done, a boss will spawn, kind of like we saw at the end. There was the boss. So defeat 50 enemies, and you can win and collect your prizes. So it talks about the game flow. I mean, it's kind of cool if you want to read more into it. The different actions you take. There's going to be things like food and cooking and hunting and lootables there. So I'm not going to go through all of that. You guys can review those points of the white paper you like. Let's keep the video as short as possible. I'm not good at that, but we'll try. So Gods of Asgard will start with 4 playable god characters that can be either legendary or common. Legendary are going to get an extra boost, so that's going to be kind of nice. There's going to be Heimdall, Freya, Thor, and Odin. I saw the gameplay I actually saw on Twitter was of Thor, and Thor plays a little bit different than Heimdall that we saw there. So each one has a different play style, plays a little bit different. They've got some clips out there if you want to go look at those. Energy. 10 energy replenished per day. So you can play 10 game sessions per day for each NFT that you own. Own more NFTs, you can play more. They go through the stats. They don't have the skills here, but God knows we don't necessarily need to go through all of that. Game economy, though, is what I want to get into, because that's where I started to have some red flags. It talks about 3 main features: summoning, summon, sacrifice, and renting. Let's start with renting, because that's another thing that I absolutely love. They have a good scholarship system, and I feel like in a play-to-earn game, this is basically a must-have. You must have some way to rent out cards, whether it's a more traditional rental market or whether it's a profit-sharing market. The profit-sharing market's what they're going to have here. I think that fits this game, and that's going to be big. It's going to make it easy for guilds to operate. You've almost got to appeal to guilds in various ways if you want it to be a huge play-to-earn game. And then if you're a free-to-play player, if you don't have money to go spend on the game, you can go grab one of these off the marketplace and just use profit sharing. You don't have to pay up front for it, so you don't have to actually have your own funds, and you can just have profit sharing, and that's going to be games need this. Games absolutely need this. This is the right system to have, and I think that can actually attract some attention. So we'll see if it does or not. But I do like the renting. So let's get into the overall economy, though, which is the part that I grimaced at a little bit here. So winning a battle royale match means being showered with ASG tokens. The total amount depends on the NFT, character, and rarity. Though you get the more for having the legendary NFTs, and up there with Odin, collecting the best earnings. So there's the max earnings per day. There's a 14-day cooldown on your earnings. So simple enough, not necessarily problems there. Then we get to the breeding. We get to breeding here. Summoning, or otherwise known as breeding, allows players to use their NFTs to create more playable characters under ownership. The more characters summoned, the more energy becomes available, more playing time, additional summoning, sacrificing, renting, and above all, more earning potential. So this is where it kind of started to, it even started to look like the Galaxy to me. Summoning requires the use of 2 NFT characters. Each NFT can summon a max of 7 times. Summoning results in the creation of a new character within the next lowest tier. So combine 2 Odins and you get Thor. Combine 2 Thors, you get Freya. So there's actually a 5% chance to create a new character within the same or even higher tier. If you've even got some RNG in there, you could get a better character. And a cooldown timer of 5 days between summonings. It costs ASG and Thor, so they have a dual token system. ASG is going to have unlimited inflation potential. Thor is going to be capped. Some of you that have seen my previous videos know where we're kind of going with this, right? And some of the problems that I'm going to have. So doing so keeps the game economy thriving while simultaneously delivering a deflationary utility to both tokens. So you can burn ASG in order to, you earn ASG by playing, you can burn it to summon more, to breed more. Then we have sacrifice. An ever-increasing supply of NFTs without a matching player base growth will lead to an irreversible suffering of the general game economy. Yes, that's the problem that I have. That's what we saw with the Galaxy. That's what we see with Axie. That's what we saw with Fate and Arena. Those types of things. You just keep, we saw it at Pagaxi is the perfect example. We just saw more and more summoning, and then you just get this exponential growth of new characters, and eventually they just produce too many tokens. And the supply, the inflation of the characters, or in Pagaxi's case, the horses, outpaces the user growth, and you just get runaway inflation, and it doesn't work. So how's Gods of Asgard going to solve this? Gods of Asgard looks to solve this dilemma by offering players a sacrifice feature, allowing the burning of NFT characters to mint a higher tier NFT with the same retained rarity. Sacrifice will introduce a deflationary NFT mechanism that is mutually beneficial to both the players and the game economy. By burning the NFTs via sacrifice, players will be able to upgrade characters to a higher tier and more earning potential versus time investment while the game economy continues to thrive with lesser emissions. So you can, in order to prevent having this crazy inflation on the number of characters, you can burn them to get higher rarity characters and take some of those NFTs out of circulation. It requires both ASG and Thor to be offered. So like you can offer 5 Heimdall to get 1 Freya. So if it's they're all legendary, you'll get a legend. They all have to be the same, either legendary or common. Will this work? Some of you who have seen one of my previous videos, you should be yelling, no. Bulldog does not think this will work. I do not believe in this. I don't believe in the system. Like, I'm sorry to be blunt, but what I've said before, I do not believe that I don't believe adding more burning mechanisms in place is good enough. I just don't, because I talked about this on a video. I did a whole video on the problems with some of these tokenomics, and the reality is that players playing this game, the vast majority of players playing this game, regardless, I don't care how fun it is, if it's a play to earn game, most of the players playing this game are going to be in there for profit. A lot of the guilds are going to be in there for profit. A lot of the players going and renting those cards with the profit share, the NFTs with the profit sharing, are going to be looking to profit and extract that value. Over the long run, over an extended period of time, players are not going to be willing to burn more than they earn. They just aren't. So the only way people are going to use the sacrifice, you can put in 1,000 burn mechanics for the token, for the NFTs. I don't think it matters, because the only way players are going to use things like the sacrifice is if they believe that sacrificing is going to lead to them earning more over the long run. They think that if we're burning that NFT and those tokens, that yeah, it might cost me some now, but after 3 months I'll be ahead, after 6 months I'll be ahead, whatever the time period is. So it is still going to lead to inflation. And some inflation can be okay, right? Inflation is okay as long as you have growth, player growth matching that. But the reality is that the returns that people are expecting in play to earn, that so many guilds are buying into, that these players are coming for, you can't get those returns without having huge inflation. Minimal, low amounts of inflation is okay. Kind of like when you look at the economy, and a lot of economists want 1 to 2% inflation per year. But then we get to where are we up now with inflation? We're getting up to 8, 9, 10, 15, 20% inflation in some countries. And it gets crazy, right? It gets crazy. I don't think you can have that balance of low inflation and high returns that attract people to the game. I'm not saying it's impossible, but if I have to place my bets, I'm going to say that it's not going to work. Not over the course of the long term. Now at the beginning, it can absolutely work at the beginning. And you can get some huge returns at the beginning, and you can have a fun game with people making money, and it can blow up and attract other people. Everybody sees how much you're making, and then people reinvest and burn more, and new players come in. You've got good growth, and everything looks like it's going great. I can absolutely see this game getting off to a very fast start with this economic system, but I do not believe it's sustainable. Eventually, you're going to hit a point of slower growth. That inflation is going to outpace that growth eventually. It's just inevitable. Whether that's in 3 months, 6 months, whether it's 2 years from the start, eventually it's going to hit that, and I don't like it. I feel like you need to have it backed by something. So that's kind of what we've talked about before. When you hit a point where where inflation starts to, whether it's the token or the NFTs, they're kind of tied together, so it'd probably be both, start to outpace growth, what is there backing that token in order to give it value? And right now I'm not seeing anything. Where is there money coming in to the system? Is there external money coming in to stabilize that supply? And if there is, it's not listed here. So I don't think this is a lost cause. So I feel my hope is that by the time we launch, they have modified this, modified the tokenomics here. that is my hope. I'm going to be paying close attention to this game and seeing if they have modified the tokens. Game developers out there, if you are watching this video, and I can lay out some things that could definitely fix it. We're not going to do on the video, but if you're one of the devs here, Gods of Asgard, and you would like to get some input from me on how you can adjust this, how you can fix it, definitely reach out to me, because there are some models out there that can be where this can be tweaked a little bit to actually make it more sustainable. And I really hope they find some of those models. In reality, it's probably not going to be for me, but they can go out and do some research, find some of those models, and fix it. And I really hope they do, so this doesn't become another Thetan Arena. Thetan Arena is a perfect example. Thetan Arena was a very, very fun game, still is a very, very fun game, but the tokenomics are complete crap, and that's why it's been a flop. And I feel like if this game goes according to this white paper version 1.0, it's going to go down that same path, and that would be a shame. So I really hope some changes are made, and hopefully we get an update there down the line. So here's their tokenomics. You can see again the supply is uncapped here for ASG. It uses that 2 token system. So, and then Thor is the one that is capped with a supply. So if you're gonna invest in one, I mean, early on, I can definitely see ASG doing well. But then it would be Thor that's got the hard cap. That would be the one I'd be more interested in when you're looking out long term. Ooh, got an earthquake there. Thor shaking the ground. So anyways, let me know what you guys think. Do you think I'm wrong about the tokenomics? Do you think have you downloaded the demo? Have you played it? Think it's going to be a lot of fun? I'm very curious to know your input. As always, let me know what you think. Again, come follow me over on Twitch if you want to see me playing some new games every week. We're gonna find 1 or 2 new games to go test out and go play. And then over here on YouTube is when I'm gonna write up and do my full review. So sub, like, hit all those buttons. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you on the next one.